Have any of you ever felt alone? Like there could be 10 of your best friends in the room, you still feel alone, 10,000 people, and you still feel this deep loneliness. I feel like many of us have been plagued by this feeling. All throughout history, there have been people dealing with this, and it's not something that it's easy to overcome, but I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. Many people over time have felt this way. Even 1 in 3 adults between the ages of 18 and 34 have felt lonely weekly across the US. And globally, 1 in 4 adults. Now, I don't know about you, but globally is a lot, and 1 in 4 is a lot of the world. And it's just a lot to think about. Well, in the Bible, there's this one story that I think of when I think of loneliness, and that is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. For those of you who don't know the story, I'll give a little rundown for you. There was this king, his name was Nebuchadnezzar, and he had this statue built that was 90 feet high by 9 feet wide. That is a big statue. And he declared that when the music plays, everyone in the land would bow down to this statue and worship it. I don't really know why he wanted to do that, but he just did. Well, there were these 3 guys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They worshiped their Jewish God. They worshiped our God. And they didn't want to worship the statue. So they went about their lives not worshiping the statue, and you would think, great for them. Except King Nebuchadnezzar declared that anyone who didn't worship the statue would be thrown in a fiery furnace. Not great for them, but they went about their lives until they were told on by these astrologers who found out they weren't worshiping the statue. They went to the king, told on them, and so the king came to 3 guys, and he was like, hey, if you are ready to bow down to the statue, we're good. But if you're not, you go in the furnace. They didn't want to bow down. In this moment, they were getting ready to go to the furnace. If I were them, I would have felt lonely. I would have felt like there was no way to save me from this. And even King Nebuchadnezzar said, then what God will rescue you from my hand? They get thrown in the fire, and the fire is heated 7 times the normal amount. They get thrown in, and even the people throwing them in die just from the heat. But they don't. They're walking around, and then there's a 4th one, a 4th guy. And the king's like, didn't we throw 3 men in? And there's a 4th guy. What's he doing here? So he's like, pull him out. They come out, and they're unscathed. Not even the smell of fire on them. And the 4th man in the fire, well, that was God. And the king then worships their God, knowing that he's the true God that saved him from the fire. This all brings me to Hebrews chapter 4, 13 through 16. Nothing in all creation is hidden from God's sight. Everything is uncovered and laid bare before the eyes of him to whom we must give account. He sees all. Goes on into verse 14. Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has ascended into heaven, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold firmly to the faith we profess. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to empathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way just as we are. Yet he did not sin. Let us then approach God's throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. All of this is telling us that he sees all. We can't hide from him. Even when we think our problems are too big for him, he has us. He knows what we're going through. And the other verses continue to say that he is tempted in every way we are and were. It's easy to think as humans that he just had a cheat code as God, like he was perfect because that's all he knew how to be. But he was tempted in every single way that we were, and he was perfect because he chose to be, because he chose not to be tempted by the ways of the world. Everything we're going through, everything, all the problems we think we have, and we think God doesn't see, he does. He went through it, just as we're going through it, and it's sometimes hard to see that he was human. And he gets it, because God is such this big figure that we think we don't understand, and maybe we don't, but he gets us, and that's what matters. So I'm here to tell you today that you are not alone. You've got a God who loves you, he sees you, and he gets it.